All right, welcome to today's explainer. If you are looking for a way to absolutely maximize your productivity, but without completely burning out your brain in the process, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're doing something really cool. We are combining two incredibly powerful tools that you've definitely heard of, but probably have never used together. We're taking the world-famous Pomodoro technique, and we are pairing it with ASMR to create a totally science-backed, deep focus protocol. Basically, we're going to take ASMR, take it out of the realm of late-night internet habits, and transform it into a highly deliberate, physiological tool for recovery. Okay, let's just dive right into our roadmap for today. We've got 5 quick sections. First, we'll look at the broken Pomodoro break, then ASMR as a science tool, the deep focus protocol itself, why this actually works, and finally, some crucial mistakes to avoid.
Starting right off with Section 1, the broken Pomodoro break.
So the Pomodoro technique is incredibly simple on paper. You work for 25 minutes, you rest for 5 minutes, and you repeat. Simple, right? But here is the secret that most productivity gurus totally miss. Most of us are completely misusing that 5-minute break. We take what I like to call a dirty break. The timer goes off and instantly, bam, we're checking messages, we're reading random arguments online, we're opening 10 new tabs just trying to find a 30-second video, and suddenly we're in a total digital doom loop. When you do this, you aren't resting. You are literally just replacing work with a dozen scattered attention fragments. Contrast that with a clean break. A true clean break is a nervous system reset. It physically lowers your tension, it downshifts your arousal, and it genuinely prepares your body and mind to actually focus again.
Because here's the thing, if you take a dirty break, you accumulate something called cognitive residue. This is the mental noise and friction that just kind of collects when you fail to properly reset your brain between tasks. Think about it. Have you ever sat down for your second or third Pomodoro session and felt completely, utterly exhausted before your fingers even touched the keyboard? Yeah, that's cognitive residue. Your brain didn't reset, it just soaked up more noise. You went back to work carrying all the chaotic baggage of your break. And that is exactly why the standard Pomodoro break usually feels so broken. And that brilliantly illustrates exactly why we need a better way to recover during those 5 minutes, which brings us to Section 2, ASMR as a science tool. We really need to stop looking at ASMR as just a random, weird video rabbit hole and start treating it like the legitimate clinical tool it's actually proven to be. Let's look at the science here. Research from Porio and colleagues in 2018 showed that for sensitive viewers, ASMR actually causes a significant, measurable drop in heart rate and improves overall mood. And Barat and Davis back in 2015 highlighted its role in relaxation, sleep support, and mood regulation. Now combine that with cognitive fatigue research, which tells us that short breaks only actually restore your attention if they actively reduce task-related mental residue. Because ASMR is predictable and, crucially, nonverbal, it doesn't hijack your working memory the way a podcast or music with lyrics would. It physically reduces your tension without sucking you into a brand new mental task.
So how do we put this all together? That brings us to Section 3, the deep focus protocol.
This is our core actionable framework where we combine the tight structure of Pomodoro with the physiological recovery of ASMR. Here is the exact 5-step protocol. Step 1, you're going to work for 25 minutes with your chosen focus environment. Maybe that's total silence, maybe it's brown noise, but whatever it is, ensure there is zero novelty during this block. Step 2, and please listen, this is absolutely crucial. You have to stop completely when that timer ends. No social apps, no answering messages unless the house is literally on fire. Your goal here is a nervous system reset, not entertainment. Step 3, play a 5-minute ASMR break using just one low-volume trigger. Step 4, ask yourself a very specific prompt in the final 30 seconds of that break. And Step 5, return directly to your next 25-minute work block.
Now, I really want to zoom in on Step 4 for a second because it is a total game changer. During the final 30 seconds of your ASMR break, while you're feeling calm and your heart rate has dropped, you need to ask yourself this exact question. What is the very next action? Don't think about the entire stressful project. Don't stress over the massive deadline next Friday. Literally just isolate the single very next action you need to take the second your hands touch that keyboard again. It cuts through the overwhelm and provides incredible clarity as you transition out of your break.
You might be wondering, okay, but what should I actually listen to? You really want to look for ideal recovery triggers. Things like soft brushing, the sound of pages turning, light tapping, a gentle rain texture, or slow hand sounds. Just pick a single, nonverbal trigger from a list like this. Keep the volume nice and low, let your eyes physically relax, take some slow breaths, and let your body literally shift out of the effort of working. Moving right along to Section 4, Why This Works. Let's peek under the hood at the psychology here.
Why is combining a basic timer with a soft brushing sound so ridiculously effective at keeping you productive? Well, it really boils down to 3 core mechanisms. First, it creates a perfectly clean boundary. By using a specific trigger, your brain actually learns to associate that exact sound with recovery, not distraction. It becomes a reliable, automatic cue. Second, it completely eliminates task switching chaos. You aren't forcing your brain to process 10 different fast-paced videos. You're just giving it one predictable, calming input. And third, it dramatically lowers emotional friction. It physically reduces the entry barrier to your next block of work. And I absolutely have to highlight that third point with this profound thought from our source material. Many people do not avoid work because the task is impossible. They avoid it because beginning feels tense. We are so quick to blame our lack of willpower or discipline when we procrastinate, right? But honestly, a lot of the time, it's just a physiological barrier. Your body is tight, your mind feels cluttered and loud. A short 5-minute ASMR reset literally downshifts that arousal and lowers that tense entry barrier. It makes the simple act of starting again feel safe, manageable, and easy. All right, finally, Section 5, Mistakes to Avoid. Because this is a really delicate attention reset. And if we get the inputs wrong, we'll ruin the whole protocol. The crucial point here is choosing the right audio. The absolute biggest mistake you can make is using ASMR that is just way too interesting. If you pick a video with some highly complex roleplay or intense whispering that pulls your attention into a visual rabbit hole, guess what? It becomes a brand new task rather than a break. The fix for that is simple. Stick to predictable, nonverbal triggers. The second huge mistake is using sleepy ASMR during the day. If it makes you drowsy, it destroys the alertness you actually need to get your work done. The solution? Save those slow, sleepy bedtime whispers for night and use crisp, gentle triggers like light tapping or page turning for daytime focus. So, I want to challenge you to put this into practice with a very simple one-day test. I want you to try doing exactly 4 Pomodoros using this new protocol. That's 4 25-minute work blocks, each followed by a strict 5-minute ASMR reset, using one low-volume, nonverbal trigger. During this test, I just want you to track 3 things for me: your level of focus, your physical tension, and how often you feel the urge to drift into unrelated apps. Honestly, I think you're going to be absolutely shocked by how much cleaner and sharper your attention feels by the time you hit that 4th block. Let's wrap this up with the most important takeaway of the whole explainer. The goal of this protocol is not perfect productivity. You are a human being, not a machine. The real goal is creating a work rhythm that feels less hostile to your nervous system. By prioritizing your physiological recovery during those 5 minutes, just as much as your output during the 25, you finally stop fighting your own brain. So I'll leave you with this. What is the very next action you're going to take to reset your focus today? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer,